Hey everyone, welcome to my playthrough of Kirby's Dreamland. The first Kirby game I ever owned, the first Game Boy game I ever owned, and it's gonna be interesting. Green Greens, Stage 1. Music brings me back. I remember playing this on the school bus on the way to elementary school and shit. Back on the old school red Game Boy brick, not even the Pocket. I had one of the originals, and that's a health container, and it's very easy to beat this game. This is one of the easiest games that's ever been made, in my humble opinion, and I played it around at a multiplayer meeting from the multiplayer crew, as I've mentioned in my first LP. Group of people I work with, we play games and have a good time, and I fail a lot, but that's just because I'm playing games that I don't know. But yeah, and look, we're at the first mini boss already. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, how unbearably simple and quick this game is. This game is beaten in like a half hour, which made it perfect for the first Game Boy, you know? Because, that's one thing I disliked about mobile gaming, other than stuff like Pokemon and stuff where you can easily save your progress with a battery, but that eventually goes bad, but you can still easily save your progress. The whole, like, passcode system and stuff, it was just not welcome. Oh yeah, there's another thing Kirby can do. He can fly infinitely. So you can dodge, basically any attack here. And it's that easy to get to the top. And look, I'm at the boss for the woods already. Just over 2 minutes into the game. And there's nothing more simple to beat than a tree, is there? I mean, let me know in comments or whatever if there's an easier game boss than this that isn't a tutorial boss. That's the only rule, because this guy's nothing, really. Tink! Castle Lololo. Oh, you're so crazy, Kirby. Microphone that destroys everything on screen. Bomb that destroys everything in front of you. The simplicity of this game was good for a young... How old was I when I had the Game Boy? It was around the same age as when I got Sonic. If you remember in that playthrough, I mentioned like 7-ish, you know, I had it, so... I couldn't have had this any older than like 8. And this was not in black and white on the original Game Boy. It was in that, like, vomit tint green that the screen was. It was a simpler time. I mean, it wasn't... The latest mobile system I have, still haven't got an original DS yet. The most up-to-date one is the Game Boy Advance, which I got for Gen 3 of Pokemon and Metroid Fusion, which are both quality titles. Hell, even the Yu-Gi-Oh game for that's not bad, because it actually plays like the card game. But, yeah, I had no desire really to get a DS until I kind of found out how cool Gen 5 of Pokemon was. So, I don't know really too much about... I see people playing on the 3DS, and like Ocarina of Time ported to a mobile system. That is mind-blowing to me. Like I said in Sonic 2, I think the people who started playing around the age I did had the benefit of having seeing the most growth in electronics, video games especially, but electronics in general. Like I remember when the maximum size of a hard drive was 300 megabytes. Before Windows 95. don't know, maybe it'll continue like that for other people too. Like, will the next generation, the people who, like, their first game system was the PS2, will they get to see the same kind of console and growth and everything? I don't know. And there's stage 2. Tink! Float Islands. Oh, Kirby. Kirby, right back at ya. This is before he could take on abilities. If you watch Lennon and Cat McMuffin / Casey's playthrough on his co-op summer on Captain's channel, they play the Crystal Shards, which looked to be okay from what I saw of it, but this is the only Kirby game I've played. Not counting Smash Brothers, even though that was made by Sakurai, the guy who created Kirby. Which is one of the reasons to suspect why there are so many Kirby items in it. Max a Tomato, Star Rod, etc. And I'm referencing the first Smash Brothers here too, so yeah. Down there, Kirby. Don't be crazy. You're Kirby. Yeah, but he doesn't have, like I was saying, he doesn't have the copy abilities that are present in later games. Here's a nice little area. I almost forgot this place existed. But it's, let's get a 1-up. If you have to use a continue in this game, you're kind of bad at video games. Or, like, your hand-eye coordination sucks, I guess. But, yeah. There's really no... like, you can die, I suppose, but... which I believe I do in this playthrough, but, yeah, fuck you. There's, oh, a Maxi Tomato. There's really no excuse to use a continue, like I was saying. Right now I have 5 lives, and I know I'm going to get more. That means you would have to lose all 6 health points. You'd have to lose 30 of those little dots to be that screwed up, which is awful. Fuck those cannons, by the way, too. The fact that the balls keep traveling, even though you should be technically out of its line of fire, kind of ridiculous. And in there are 2 other power-ups, but I neglected to pick them up because I don't think I'll need them. Riding on stars, landing on whales. Ridiculous, isn't it? But whatever. I'm glad this translated so well on the emulator I'm using for it. It's Virtual Boy, probably the best one out there. But I was concerned about the way the game would look, considering I have to make its window bigger to record it, and yeah. I wonder if I get him. Okay, that's a cheap charge move. Come on, son of a bitch. Well, I have to start at the beginning. No, I don't have to start at the beginning of the level. I start right before the fight. This game really couldn't be easier. Unless you could get like a one-hit kill boss thing going on, which... if you... really? Why don't you let the game hold your dick for you, too, while you're at it, if you suck that much? No telling what an unheld dick could have, what kind of shenanigans it could get into. If you're that bad at games. And there's the first 3. Well, you'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned. More Kirby.